Tech-Lax, the webcast, and I'm going to let my guest introduce himself.
What's going on, everybody? Curtis Dickson here with the Vancouver Warriors. Excited to be on this episode of Tech-Lax with my boy OJ. Excited to answer a few questions and have a fun little conversation.
Awesome. Yeah, so I got some brand new questions ready to roll here. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be, buddy.
After playing on multiple teams, how special is it to suit up for your hometown?
It's pretty awesome. Obviously, now that I got a little guy at home, getting to be close to home and have him and family and friends, have it so accessible for them to come to games and watch me is pretty cool. I get to drive, you know, 45 minutes downtown to go to games instead of flying every weekend. So that obviously played a pretty big factor in my decision to stay here in Vancouver. So it's been a lot of fun so far this year, having them all be able to come out to games and cheer me on.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, no. That probably does mean a lot to you then, hey?
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Uh, was there a season or game that really changed your confidence?
Um, I mean, obviously, 2019 winning the championship was a big deal. I think 2014 might have even done more of that for me, losing in the finals. That was a bit heartbreaking. And you come into the league, and we always had, my first 3 or 4 years in the league. We had good, really, really good teams. We finished first in the West pretty much every year, and fell short. And you thought it was going to be easy, and then we hit a rough patch there after we went, and had that heartbreaking loss in the finals. So it kind of taught me to never really take anything for granted, and winning in this league is extremely hard, and it's not going to happen every year. And obviously, in my career, I've been playing 13, 14 years now, and I have one championship to show for it with two finals appearances. So it's a tough league, and winning and losing has both kind of taught me the heartbreak and the joys of that. So you just got to kind of enjoy it every time you get the opportunity to.
Awesome. Alright, who had the biggest impact on you growing up in the sport?
Biggest impact is definitely my dad. He grew up playing. He moved here from. He was actually born in Scotland, and he moved here when he was, I don't know, it was 5, 6, 7 years old, and he started playing lacrosse. He moved to Vancouver, and he played his whole life. He won two Minto Cups with Burnaby Cablevision back in the day, and he won a Mann Cup with the New Westminster Salmon Bellies. And he got a stick in my hands when I was super young, and he was always down in the basement with me throwing the ball or taking me out to the box and having to catch. And so he's a big reason why I am where I am today.
Nice. So you said your dad got a stick in your hand very young. Are you gonna do the same for your son?
Yeah, I got him his first stick not too long ago. Actually, he still a little bit. He's only a year and a half right now, so he doesn't quite get the gist of it, but he picks it up and gets the ball in there and tries to throw it for his dog Gary. So
Nice.
he's getting there. He'll obviously have to get a little bit old before he can actually start going out and having a catch with me. But he seems to enjoy it. We got the lacrosse stick, we got the mini hockey net also. So it's one of those things. I'm not going to force anything on him. Obviously, if he wants to play, that's awesome. If he doesn't want to play, then so be it. But he's got a little stick now, so hopefully he gets more into it.
Nice. That's awesome, buddy. Yeah. Favorite NL city to play in besides home?
Favorite city to play in? Well, now that I'm a visitor again, Calgary's obviously near the top of that list, and Colorado, Buffalo, all the places that get really good crowds. That's the kind of pinnacle of our sport, and you want to play in front of rambunctious crowds because as a visiting team, you want to go in there and hopefully disappoint 10 to 15,000 plus people rather than playing in front of not a lot of people. So those are, I'd say, the big three. Those are always fun places to go. Saskatchewan too. Saskatoon is usually a pretty hostile crowd. So anywhere that really gets into the game and likes to scream and yell at you is always a fun place to play.
Nice. Alright, where did you play your minor lacrosse, and What did that stage teach you most?
I grew up in Poco, so I played all my minor in Poco for the Poco Saints. It taught me a lot. Fun fact, my coach Kurt Milosky right now actually coached me back in Pee Wee when I was, I don't even know how old you were was back then, probably 10, 11 years old, and he was just as intense back then as he is now, coaching a bunch of 10-year-olds, and it was honestly one of the best experiences, of my lacrosse career. That was the year, that was the only time I won a provincial championship, and I think we only lost 2 or 3 games all year, and won all the tournaments we went in, and obviously having a guy like Kurt teach you at that age is pretty invaluable, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously made a ton of childhood friends growing up playing minor lacrosse, and I'm a Poco Saint for life, and I go out and coach now. I see kids,
The Grow the Game hat from YS Lacrosse Club stays on heavy rotation. Make sure to grab yours and use code TECH_LAX11.
rocking their Poco Saints gear, and it just makes you proud to be from Poco. So that is where I grew up and learned the game.
Nice. Okay. If your playing style was an animal, what animal are you?
Ooh, if my playing style was an animal, I mean, the fun pick would be maybe like a tortoise or something, because I'm old and they're all live to be really old, and I'm 37 still playing. But if I was an animal, I'd go maybe like a fox.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm still pretty agile, and I like to think I'm a fairly smart lacrosse player, smart like a fox, as they say. So I think I'd go with a fox.
Nice. Okay, so earlier you mentioned playing for Kermolowski when you were younger. Story time. What is it like playing for your childhood coach in the NLL once more?
It's awesome. Obviously, I was with Kurt for the first, whatever it was, 10 or so years in Calgary. He was an assistant when I first got there, and then he was my head coach for, 7 or 8 years there. And he's the best in the business. And, a lot of, that's pretty well known around the league, and he's very highly respected. And, obviously another big reason why I came back to Vancouver. I've got a really good relationship with Kurt, obviously knowing him since Pee Wee, and following him through the ranks, and watching him, played against him when he coached in Burnaby when I was in junior, and all the Burnaby Laker dynasty days in the 2000s, and when they were winning their BC championships and Minto Cups. And he's just when it comes to X's and O's and preparation, no one quite does it like Kurt. He's a genius of the game, and like I said, he's a big reason why I came back and chose to play in Vancouver.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of BC guys have nothing but positive things to say about Kurt. I love it.
Yeah, he's a legend around these parts for sure.
Yeah. What is one player you looked up to when you were younger?
Obviously lacrosse wasn't really on TV, or I grew up in the day and age before social media came around, so you didn't get to watch a ton of it. So I'll go with the boring cliche answer of my dad. I didn't get to obviously see him play a ton, but just being out, he's like I said before, he taught me everything I know. I've got my patented underhand sub shot, and that was a big part of his game, and he kind of implemented that. So my coaches growing up didn't love it, but I tell when I coach kids, I say, do as I say, not as I do. If you watch me play, you don't like the super young kids trying that stuff out, but he always, let me explore my creativity, and kind of never, stop me from trying new things. And, like I said before, he's a big reason of why I am why I am here, where I am today, and owe a lot to him.
Nice. Alright, who chirps the most on the team?
Who chirps the most on the team? That's a good question. We don't have a really chirpy team. I'll go with Subak. He's a pretty tough hombre, and he can back it up. So he'll be squawking off every once in a while if someone's getting under his skin. And like I said, he can handle it himself. So I'll go with Subi.
Nice. Okay, what team has the best logo? And you can't say Vancouver.
Oh man, what team has the best logo? I mean, the Roughnecks logo is classic. And especially now that they've got the red back going on. I loved I always loved the the color scheme with Calgary, and I think Oshawa, the Firewolves logo is a pretty cool one too. So, but yeah, I'd say those two would be on the top of my list, right below Vancouver.
Nice. Okay, first stick you ever used. Do you remember it?
First stick I ever used. I know I grew up. It was a purple head that I had forever. I don't remember what the brand was. I know after that I used a Brine Wizard, I think it was. Another throwback one. Don't even think they're in production anymore. But I remember my purple head. I don't remember what the brand was, but I remember playing field lacrosse. I had it for years, and it was a cold night, and I snapped it, and I think I cried for a week. It was my favorite stick of all time, and I was devastated, and I didn't know if I'd be able to continue playing without it. But luckily, I found a new one and continued my journey and didn't stop there. But yeah, I think that's the first one that I remember. Again, I can't quite remember what the brand was, but it was a bright purple head.
Nice. Okay. Well, thank you for your time today, buddy.
Anytime, Oj. Anytime, pal.